in my fate today.
Falling off the edge today.
I am just a man, not superhuman.
I'm not superhuman.
Someone save me from the hate. It's just another war.
Stop number 28 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Richmond International Raceway at Richmond, Virginia. It's the running of the Air Guard 400 for today's event. So we'll see what happens in this race. Actually, no, excuse me, it's the Federated Auto Parts 400. Excuse me, what it is. I forgot what the name of the title of the race was. It's the Federated Auto Parts 400 here at Richmond International Raceway. As the season now about rounds the far turn and heads for home in this final stretch of races for season 15. Points battle closed up a little bit after the last race at Darlington, so we'll see what happens this time. And so here's the starting line for today's running of this event here at Richmond. On the pole for this race is Joshua Osborne, the number 10 tied Ford, the winner at North Wilkesboro this season. He has a short track. His only winner was on a short track. Number 10 tied Ford, and beside him the number 2 driver in the points and winner at Martinsville, Jessica Shelton, and the number 9 Dodge Dealers Dodge. She's alongside. Row 2 has Dylan Poteet, the number 22 Caterpillar Dodge, and beside him Zach Rogers, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, the winner at Dover this season. Here, Poteet was the winner of the first race at Michigan. Seth Cole, the number 13 Geico Chevrolet, is the inside of the third row. Beside him, Marty Johnson, the Daytona 500 champ, and the number 16 Family Channel Ford. Row 4 has James Richardson in the Tabasco Hot Sauce Pontiac car number 35, and beside him the number 18 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet of Jeremy Jones. He's alongside. Row 5 has Zach Flickinger, the number 33 Skull Bandit Chevrolet, and beside him Joseph Romero, the number 29 GM Goodwrench Service Chevrolet. Then it's the number 15 Hayes Modems Ford of Nicholas Romero, the winner at Rockingham this season. Beside him, Zachary Fitzwater, number 45 Sprint PCS Chevrolet. JT Bryant, the number 12 Alltel Dodge, winner of Talladega and the Pepsi 400 at Daytona this season. And beside him, the number 19 Dodge Dealers Dodge of John Art, winner of the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. Then Zach Austin, number 23 Smokin' Joe's Ford, and beside him, number 30 Pennzoil Pontiac of Brian George. Then it's Luis Hernandez, number 25, Michael Holligan Chevrolet, and beside him, number 26, number 26, Cheerios, Betty Crocker Ford Taurus, number 26 of Stephanie Gardner. She's alongside. Plans are up in the air for season 16, by the way, for that team. Now. Then it's Michael Turner, number 88 Ford Quality Care Service Ford Credit Ford, and beside him the number 1 Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet of Sega Motorsports, Trent Dunham, the winner at the Southern 500 at Darlington, last race on the tour. Here's the command to fire the engines here at Richmond. Command's been given to fire the engines. We got some racing here today on 40 laps the distance on this 0.75 mile racetrack here, 3/4 of a mile that is. We saw a pretty good race there the last time we was on the tour with Quentin Moore taking the victory there. Field rounding it through turns 3 and 4. As the field being landed in the hands of Joshua Osborne, the green flag is out and we are racing at Richmond. Whoa! And Poteet just about turned Osborne coming out into the second turn. As you got 2 of the Kentucky boys, 1 and 2 right now, Osborne and Poteet. And here comes Seth Cole today, and here comes Seth Cole trying to shove his buddy Dylan Poteet up to the lead now as they come out of second turn number 2. Dylan has won a bunch of times here at Richmond before, including his very first Castrol GTX Cup Series victory here, back, I believe, in Season 1. And that duel he had with he and Trevor Reinhardt out in the victory, and now James Richardson moves Seth Cole up the track, and Zach Rogers is off the wall coming out of the second turn. still manages to keep the handle on his machine, so no caution. They say who gets rowdy at they say who don't get rowdy on the short tracks, that's for sure. Saw Noah cars go by, as well as the 4-car of Chris Dodd, he goes by as well. As we look at Quentin Moore, the winner of the first race we had here at Richmond this season. William Bedford is there, 0-0. Kyle Matthews, who came in his race third in the points chase, closed up dramatically on the second place driver, Jessica Shelton, in the points chase. After her and Charles Sanford both had bad runs at Darlington. But Matthews is the one who's running the worst of the three right now, as Shelton is still up in the top 10. Sanford, meanwhile, I'm trying to see where he's at in the 24 car. There he is, right there behind Corey Williams. There's Sanford running in 15th position at the moment. Sanford, of course, coming in the championship leader here at this race. And he's not far behind Shelton. Shelton's actually running in 11th position. And then caught in a 3-wide situation between her, Levi Shones, and JT Bryant in the 12 car. Dylan Poteet still holding on to that lead, though, the number 22 car. Shelton that time by dropping to the 12th position right now. Make that 13th as JT Bryant goes inside now. JT, good season so far for him. Solidly 16th in the standings right now, as I said, coming in. Having won, as I said, at the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, and he also took the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. Levi Shones, who's having a good year so far. He's running 12th in the standings at the moment right now, and he's 11th in this race right now, as he tries to get past the 19 of John Arndt, who won the 600 at Charlotte. Back to the, and look at this clutter of cars. 35 car, James Richardson. There's 33, Zach Flickinger, who comes in 5th in the standings. Going into this race, Joshua Osborne is ahead of him in the 10 car. He comes into this race 14th in the points. And a very close battle among the top 10, as only, just trying to think here, only 14 points separate 8th through 15th in the standings coming into this race. So the top 10 battle, so got a hot battle for the top 10 in the points chase right now. This man here hopes to be part of this, part of the top 10 battle before too long. Dylan Poteet in the 22 car. He sits 22nd in points coming in. And he has run very, very well at Richmond, as I said. Nicholas Romero, though, he's trying to close in on Poteet. He, in fact, has had faster laps consistently coming in this battle. And he was faster than Poteet the last time, 136.35 to 136.52. And we got a smoker, looks like there. That's, Joshua Collard. 43 car. He came into this race 4th in the points. And he wasn't too far behind 3rd place, Kyle Matthews. Speaking of him, and there's no yellow. Strange. So we're going to stay green, but tough break for Joshua Collard. Apparently problems with his number 43 STP Pontiac, and he no doubt will drop the last place in the race right now, 2 laps down. That's going to hurt Collard, as I said, points-wise. He came in 4th in the points. So It's going to open the door to quite a few contenders here as Poteet leads. Now battle for third between Joshua Osborne and James Richardson. And Osborne takes third away. He was the pole sitter for the event. Led the opening lap. And Joshua, as I said, winner at the race at North Wilkesboro in the first GN 400. We'll be heading back there during the last stretch of the season when we head there for the Tyson Holly Farms 400 for the last stop on that 5/8 mile oval. As now Richardson takes third back away from Osborne. Now Luis Hernandez, got to give a shout out to him. He runs fifth in the moment. In the Michael Holligan Chevrolet, that's the Jerry Nadeau look-alike. Luis coming into this race 39th in the points, so he needs this run like this, obviously, to kind of grab whatever he can in this last part of the race. And we do have a yellow flag out now. And is that Collard again that spun? And he's coming back on the pit road, but trying to see what happened here. Yep, Collard spun along with 16 car Marty Johnson. Oh, Nicholas Romero, or Joseph Romero, excuse me, gets hit by Ryan Madden in the 71 car. Typical four-wide situation at Richmond, and you can't squeeze another car in there. And yeah, Madden turns Collard. And oh my goodness, Dallas McIntosh did a great job in the 8 car, taking evasive action and slamming on the brakes there. Zach Rogers misses him in the 3 car. Let's look back. Actually, also, no harm, no foul in that situation. But let's look also back on what happened to Collard in his first spin out here. This is back on lap number 15. Collard was running 34 when this happened, so he wasn't having a good run anyway. But then coming out of turn number 2. And he got tapped from behind, I think, by either Johnny Gardner or Quentin Moore. He got between those two and then got turned into the wall and got the car back going again. But is he out of the race? And I think Collard's out of the race. Yes, he is. So quite a blow for Joshua Collard out of here, who, as I said, 4th in the points coming into this race, and he's going to drop back a bunch. The way the point standings are right now, you get 41 points for the win, and all the way down to 1 point for last. So only 1 point earned this season, this race for Joshua Collard, but still there'll be 12 more races to. There'll be 12 more to make that up as we go to Chicagoland next for the National Guard 400. Pace car lights are now off as we are about to get set for green flag racing. We will have 14 laps to go in this race. When this race restarts, Dylan Poteet still the leader of the race there, 2nd position belonging to Nicholas Romero. 3rd is James Richardson. 4th, Joshua Osborne. 5th, Luis Hernandez. Green flag race are back underway on lap number 27. And here comes Nicholas Romero, car 15 on the inside of Poteet for the lead. He coming out turn number 4 here. Romero pulls ahead of Poteet, and Osborne's going to falling behind. The yellow flag has waved once again. I don't know what for. I think it could. Could it possibly be Joseph Romero? I'm not so sure. No, it's not for Joseph Romero in the 29 car. It was a 17 of Jesse Turner that got turned by Kyle Matthews in 42. Oh, and tell me Kyle's not in a crash himself. No. It was Jesse Turner, the 17, that spun and got the car back going again. And I don't see why that caused the caution. Same thing happened with Joshua Collard, and didn't throw a caution for him. I don't know if it could have been something else that happened. Yeah. All it was Kev Shear going up the track on that second deal. So we're back to race. So we are back at Richmond, and the race already now down to it'll be down to 8 laps to go when we get the race underway on lap number. It'll be lap number 33. Nicholas Romero leads. Dylan Poteet is in second position. You remember Romero wrestled the lead away from Poteet just before the second yellow that came out. We'll see what happens here as Romero leads, and I'm sure he's gonna be thinking, is Poteet gonna wrestle away from me this time? We'll see. Poteet second, third is Osborne, fourth is Richardson, fifth is Hernandez, sixth is Zach Austin, seventh Seth Cole, eighth position Michael Turner, ninth Levi Shones, 10th Jessica Shelton. The green flag race. We're back underway here at Richmond. 32 in the books, 8 laps to go. Poteet to the inside. We saw this move with Romero, and this time Romero had a big enough lead where he can block Poteet. Nicholas Romero, car number 15, the Hayes Modems Ford, out in front. Here comes Poteet, the Caterpillar Dodge, trying to go to the inside lane. He's got the inside lane on Romero as they come out of corner number 4. They're side by side. 6 laps to go. And out of turn number 2, Poteet takes the lead. Now what does Nicholas Romero do? Car number 15. He's pulled back up on the back bumper. I'd say this looks like the first Richmond battle when it was Quentin Moore versus Levi Shones down to the wire. And you remember that race? Quentin took the lead late in the going, and he won the race. And I suspect Nicholas Romero is probably in the same position right now as was Quentin on the last couple laps of that race, when he took the lead from Shones and held him off. Quentin pulling that. No, not Quentin. Nicholas pulls that back bumper up on Poteet. Oh, and we're back. We're under yellow for the 3rd time today. And it's Trent Dunham, car number 1. Another top 10 runner in the points. Trent coming off a big win at the Southern 500 at Darlington. With him at the 8th in the standings, and he gets involved in the crash. Let's look quickly as to what happened. And we had 3 laps to go when the race happened, so that means Dylan Poteet's going to be your winner with Nicholas Romero second, and Noah Carr gets into Dalton Day and sends Dalton into Trent Dunham. On Trent, hard in the wall he went, and then car number 1. So two of our top 10 drivers in the points chase not having a good day here at Richmond, but unfortunate. And Trent, that dropped Trent back to the 40th position in this race. So the race does end here, and I tell you, we were going to have a tremendous battle for the win here. And I tell you, Nicholas Romero probably right now saying, doggone, I had the position on Poteet, maybe for the white flag, which is out right now. And failed. Doggone it. That's probably what Nicholas is saying right now. But Dylan Poteet, his second win of the season, coming here in the Federated Auto Parts 400. And I tell you, there's something about Poteet and Richmond that makes it a very good pair. Because he won here in season 1. He's won here a couple more times since then. And now today, he has pulled it off for the second time this season at in this race. And I tell you what, and he needed this too. As I said, he came in 22nd in the points chase, and yeah, that's all I can say here. But out of turn number 4, there he is, Dylan Poteet, the Caterpillar Dodge car number 22, wins the Federated Auto Parts 400. There it is. His second win of the season. He won first at Michigan in the Miller Lite 400. The first stop on the tour there. Nicholas Romero came home a very close but heartbreaking second for him, because I'm sure he felt like he had a car that could have made the move on the last couple laps and won the race, but I'm sure he'll take second the slump that he's been on lately. James Richardson ends up third, fourth Michael Turner, fifth Corey Williams, a good run for him. Zach Austin comes home 6th. JT Bryant ended up 7th. 8th was Seth Cole. 9th, Levi Shones. 10th, Luis Hernandez. 11th, Joshua Osborne. 12th was Austin LaPlante. 13th, Matt Dalio. 14th, John Arndt. Kyle Matthews, 15th. 16th, William Bedford. 17th, Chris Dodd. 18th was Jessica Shelton. 19th, Levi McIntyre. And Johnny Gardner getting by Charles Sanford to come home in 20th position. So there is the standings right now. Average speed 87.949 miles an hour. In this race, almost 88 miles an hour. Charles Sanford came home in 21st position, and so Shelton gains a little bit in the points chase, and so does Matthews. Matthews actually will gain some more points, and I think, if I recall, he was 12 points behind Shelton coming in for the second spot. So this might. So I tell you what, it's going to tighten the points up. And I tell you, if they come into Homestead, if they come into the last finale of Atlanta very tight, and once that would be sweet. To be honest with you, I was trying to think. Yeah, 21st was Charles Sanford, 22nd Zach Flickinger, 23rd Dallas McIntosh, Noah Cars 24th, 25th was Quentin Moore, Stephanie Gardner 26th, 27th was Jeremy Jones, 28th Ryan George, and looking on the rest of the finish of the race here, William Brock was 29th. He was the last car on the lead lap. Then Zach Rogers, Kev Shearer, Cooper Cyron, Jesse Turner, Dylan Young, 34th. 35th was Zachary Fitzwater, Marty Johnson, Joseph Romero, Ryan Madden, Dalton Day, Trent Dunham, and Joshua Collard. The only car out of the race, and as I said, Trent and Joshua were the two of the drivers that came in top 10 in the points chase. And as I said, Trent came in 8th, and Collard, heartbreakingly for him, came in 4th in the points chase, and he was closing in on the front three rather rapidly after his great run at Darlington, but that's going to hurt him both points-wise. But as I said, there's still 12 races remaining as we head to Chicagoland, next stop on the tour for the National Guard 400. Congratulations once again to Dylan Poteet, the man who runs the Mountain Dew Racing Series. And if you haven't checked out his channel yet, please do. It's Dylan Tay 22, and here he's got some awesome stuff up there. So, and then also a longtime member of the NR community. So yeah. So, Chicagoland's next up on the tour. Until then, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 5 years of offline racing at its best.